Hi, I'm Karen. I'm a Sonoma County Master Gardener. It's June in the garden here, June the 1st, and I'm just going to give you a little tour and show some of the different ways that we support some of the plants that are growing. So here we go. These are cages for pepper plants. Here's the little plant, and here's the cage. They're about 3 feet tall, and there's a whole lovely row of those. These wire trellises that we have zip tied to T-posts, you can see the T-posts here, these have cucumbers that are going to grow up them, and there are the lovely cucumber plants. And we have lettuce planted in front. We just get a bit more vegetables for the space. So you can see a whole row of cucumbers that are going to grow up that trellis. Here is a row of tomatoes, and you can see these cages. They're square, they're about 4 feet tall, I would say, and they're quite sturdy. There's lots of different cages out on the market, and there's no real right or wrong, but what I always like to look for is that they're quite sturdy, because many of them are not, and they're going to fall over with the weight of these bushes as they grow bigger later in the summer. So there's one type of tomato cage. Here is another type of support. This is going to grow beans all the way up it. These particular beans are for drying, and this one is taller than me, so maybe 8 feet tall, and it's going to have a lot of beans growing up. Let me see, at least 12 plants around the base of that. Here I am back in my own garden now. You can see I have a little shade structure going. I have some late season lettuce that's still in there and appreciates the shade. But you can see in front I have a couple different tomato cages again. This one I bought, it's round, it's probably close to 5 feet tall, and it's very sturdy. I really like it. Next to it is a small one that a neighbour lent me, which I was very happy to borrow. It's shorter, as you can see, and it's a bit less sturdy, but I'm going to count on the bigger one helping to support the littler one. And then here I have on the right the same round tall one, and then here on the left I just have 3 bamboo stakes tied together at the top in a sort of tent shape, and then you can see the tomatoes there at the back. And you can see my laundry back there, the ultimate solar dryer. And here's a couple more varieties. I borrowed these from a neighbour as well. You can especially see the green one on the right. It gets smaller as it goes up, because obviously the tomato is going to be less bushy at the top than it is at the bottom. They're very sturdy, which I really like. The green one probably is going to be a bit short. The other two probably are going to be a bit better. These have a cherry tomato in them, so they won't get as heavy a plant as the beefsteak variety. And really, if you put a tomato in a cage like this, you should be able to let it just grow up. You could, I really need to trim off some of these lower branches that are touching the ground, because when they're touching the ground there's more chance of soil-borne pathogens and diseases splashing up and maybe introducing some kind of disease. So all of these need their lower branches trimmed. But these, when you have a good cage, you should be able to just let them grow freely. They don't require as much attention and pruning of side shoots as the ones that you grow up a stake. Those you do have to, once a week at least, prune them and tie them up and train them. So as a gardener who's quite busy, I like these cages.